How's it going, everybody? My name is LuckyBunz, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to start the Mochi Mayhem Epilogue story in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, as well as everything to do after you complete it, but we'll get to that later. Alright, so the first thing that you guys need to do is you need to get the Mythical Pecha Berry. So head on over to the Poke Portal and then select Mystery Gift. From here, select Get via Internet, and then the Mythical Pecha Berry gift should show up. There is no time limit on this mystery gift, but in order to actually start the Mochi Mayhem Epilogue story, you need to have completed the main game story, the Ace Academy tournament, the Teal Mask story, and the Indigo Disk story. Now, assuming that you've already met all the prerequisites, head on over to the Community Center in Kitakami. Once you get here, go to the right side of town and go to the Old Lady's shop. Now, you don't need to speak with her, but you want to interact with the Pecharunt, that purple plush looking thing. Now, if you've met all the prerequisites, the epilogue should start here, but if you haven't, then you won't actually be able to start it. This is a relatively quick story and it should take you about an hour to complete. By the way, if you can't find the TV remote for some reason, it's in the plant to the far right. You'll understand what I mean when you get to that point in the story. Now, the trainers that you have to battle all have Pokemon in the 80s and are mostly double battles. At this point though, I would assume that most of you guys already have a stacked team if you've already beat the Indigo Disk story, so it should be fine. Nemona is going to be the final battle and her Pokemon are going to be in the high 80s, so it's a relatively difficult battle if you don't have that many good Pokemon, but again, you probably already do. Now, of course, the final boss battle is going to be with Pecharunt, but I'm not sure how difficult this Pokemon actually is to beat because I just used my Mewtwo and I literally one-shot it with Psystrike. It was kind of epic. Now, personally, I really enjoyed the epilogue. Despite it being kind of short, I couldn't help but smile a lot while I was playing throughout this story. It was just really nice seeing all of our friends together for one final story mission. And in general, guys, I really enjoyed Pokemon Scarlet and Violet altogether. The story was phenomenal, like from the main game all the way to the DLC stories, and the battles are actually scaled much better than any of the previous Pokemon games in my opinion. Now, like I mentioned at the start of the video, there is some things you can do after you beat the epilogue story, so I'm going to go over that stuff right now. The first thing that you get is you unlock Kieran's room at the Blueberry Academy. There's actually a dialogue from him when you talk to him in the league room where he says that he hasn't cleaned his room since the end of the Indigo Disk story, so it's still extremely messy from when he was super battle focused. Now, when you head to his room, you're going to see a ton of cool details in there, including an Ogerpon mask on the top shelf, which I thought was really cool. You can also see his battle strategy and just tons of snacks everywhere. Now, next up, you're also going to unlock 3 new coach interactions in the league room, plus Carmine and Kieran. You're going to need to battle them for the first reward and then invite them 3 times for the trade. The first reward from Arvin is going to be a couple sandwich phone cases, and the traded Pokemon is going to be a Skwovet. From Penny, you're going to get some smiling Eevee picks for your sandwiches, and the traded Pokemon is of course going to be an Eevee. From Nemona, you're going to get a Focus Sash from the battle, and then the traded Pokemon is going to be a Tauros. I actually didn't really check if it was a Water Tauros or a Fire Tauros, but you're just going to get a Tauros from Paldea. From Carmine, you're going to get the Joke Glasses from the battle, and then from the traded Pokemon, you're going to get a Poltergeist, and then from Kieran, you're going to get a Blueberry phone case from the battle, and the traded Pokemon is going to be an Applin. Now, each of these Pokemon are going to have a special mark, so basically when you throw them out into battle, it's going to say like Kieran's Applin or Carmine's Poltergeist. Now, one thing I do want to mention for Kieran and Carmine, since they're actually Blueberry students and you're not going to technically invite them, you're going to need to use the date skip trick to get the 3 interactions before they will actually trade with you. Now, in order to do this correctly, you have to leave the league room, go to the entrance, use the date skip trick, then head back to the league room, and it's not even guaranteed that you're going to have them spawn in there, so it may take you a couple of attempts to get them to spawn. Now, for Kieran, it was pretty easy to get the interactions, but for Carmine, for some reason, she just didn't show up there that often, so it took me a few attempts, but eventually we were able to get 3 interactions. And yeah, with that being said, that's basically everything you guys can do after you beat the epilogue story. If there's anything that I missed, let me know in the comment section down below, but other than that, if you guys are still looking for some more content, check out these 2 videos right here. But before you go, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you all real soon in the next one.